Good afternoon. This is Col Dennis Black. I've been in the Guard for 38 years. Been in the Air Guard since I was 18 years old, and now departing here at 57 with a little more than 38 years. I basically grew up here in the Guard, and give the Guard credit for all my values as a military member, father, husband, team player. The Guard has taught me so much, and that's why I love seeing the young ones here in the Guard today, and that I know they've made the right choice. It's just, as I said, I matured and grew in the Guard and learned that life didn't revolve around me, and I learned to be a true team player. Well, most of us was here at that time was very partial to the B model. Once again, we're talking older airplanes all the way back to a 59 model, most of them being 61 year model aircraft. But once again, the awesome staff here at the maintenance group had those airplanes down. They just couldn't be any better. It was just like a new old airplane. Unfortunately, it just didn't fit in with the Air Force mission anymore. The differences was such that we did solo missions out on our own, and the new airplane brought us back into more of the Air Force mission, where we blended in and could do any rotation. As you know, this airplane brought us into put us right at tip of the spear from 93 on by having the new C-130, and life at the Guard has not been the same since then, but we're again tip of the spear out leading the charge here in the tactical airlift world. I come through the period when Piedmont was the up and growing best airline possibly in America, and I was fortunate to be hired in the early 80s at Piedmont, and at the correct time I was a captain in less than 3 years, whereas at most guys it took 10 or 12 years. So I was very focused at what I wanted to be, which was a Piedmont pilot and member of the Guard. I reached that goal early, and through the airline mergers or whatever, it just and the stress involved with mergers and what have you, it led me to again right back to the Guard, in that the Guard made me the person that I am, and it prepared me. Being here in the Guard prepared me to for my civilian job, which was Piedmont Airlines. Again, being a 3-year captain. I tried to retire from the Guard here twice and just simply couldn't go down there and process the paperwork. I've been a very active traditional member and involved in through the years just about of every rotation, and I count myself very lucky as to having came back to maintenance in the early 90s for the transition of the airplane back to being a squadron commander, and then back now as a group commander. This is just a wonderful team, and no matter what obstacle is put in front of us, we will win in the end. And it's just the passion and the dedication of not only the maintenance group, but the whole wing. As I grew through the ranks and got to see the different teams, to watch the Albemarle and the group at Albemarle grow and getting to know those people was very rewarding for me, just as we had said earlier about the jointness in state headquarters, getting to know those people through some of the state disasters. And we here in Charlotte, we hear about those folks, but everybody don't get to meet them. I actually got to meet them and work with them, and I was very impressed with the group. So once again, it goes back to I like hanging out with 1,500 of my best friends. I have been mentored from the time I got in the Guard, again from the early 70s. It motivated me to go to college, selected to go to pilot training, so it's always been a major focus in my life. I think the biggest satisfaction I have is mentoring the young ones as they progress through the ranks. I think some of my most rewarding periods here in the Guard, again, is back being a squadron commander and watching the young ones mature, finish a college degree, then go share the NCO Academy graduation with them, and then watch them be promoted to Tech Sergeant and Master Sergeant. would be my most rewarding, and then watch the passion grow in them. So I think some of the seeds or some of the mentoring that I've done, I feel like will be left here in the Guard for years to come. I'm very proud of not only this maintenance group, but again, the whole 1,500 of us here at the Air National Guard, and then the 11,000 or so friends that I made in the Army National Guard. The most rewarding time, in my opinion, is being the maintenance squadron commander. Very large squadron of 200 people. I think we made a difference. These guys are amazing. I mean, this is truly, the National Guard is just awesome. I tried to retire twice and couldn't. It was just I have a passion for the place, and one of my favorite sayings is, if you want to know who you are, just look around and see who you hang out with. And I love saying I hang out with 1,500 of my best friends. Of course, that being here at the Air National Guard. The three things I'm going to miss the most in the Guard are the people, the people, the people.